So the dissecting game has already begun, of course, with last night's election results. Of course, the experts are looking for clues ahead of 2020. Suburban voters in both Virginia and Kentucky both seem to side with Democrats, and many are saying that's a warning for Republicans. But the Democrats that won didn't do so on the platform that many presidential candidates are using, like Medicare for All. So what exactly did we learn from last night? Joining me to discuss, liberal commentator Danielle McLaughlin and Fox News contributor Deneen Borelli. Deneen, some folks are saying President Trump went to bat in Kentucky and he lost.
Well, listen, first of all, Matt Bevin was not all that popular at this time. And not only that, he took on the teachers' unions. So, some of those issues the voters did not appreciate. But with the president being there, he did bump him up a bit. He almost lost his primary, first of all, Matt Bevin. So when you look at what's going on overall, Republicans won 12 out of 13 statewide elections. Personally, I think it was a good night for Republicans.
Yeah, not only did he take on the teachers' unions, but it was the way he did it, a very vitriolic manner. And many do agree he might have been the least popular governor in the country. But do you take that as a local victory, considering the other races? I think there were 6 big-time statewide races. The other ones are all won by Republicans by double digits. So can you glean something out of that for the national election?
It's not clear that you can. I agree with Deneen. It was a good night otherwise for Republicans. Bevin's approval rating was around 34%. He was the second least favourable governor in all of the United States. And as you said, he'd said some terrible things about teachers and teachers' unions. One thing that I thought was interesting is that it was in some ways a referendum on his rollback of Medicaid, or his refusal to extend Medicaid as a part of Obamacare or the ACA. We saw in Mississippi that voters soundly rejected the idea that you would expand Medicaid. But in Kentucky, the governor-elect ran on the idea that actually they should expand Medicaid.
He did not run on impeachment, though.
He did not. No, he did not. One of the other, I think, interesting issues that he ran on was restoring voting rights to felons who had served their time. He didn't really talk about Trump. He didn't really talk about impeachment. But Bevin was highly unpopular, so I don't think Democrats should take too much from this.
I want to ask you about what's happening within the Democratic Party, because the level of vitriol is starting to climb as candidates start to fade, and Biden's written an op-ed highly critical of Elizabeth Warren. He doesn't mention her by name, but he obviously is a shot at her. By the same token, her policies, particularly her Medicare for All, in my mind, it's a direct shot at Obamacare, saying it didn't work. It was written by healthcare insurers, and they shouldn't be a part of the process.
No, and you would expect that. And healthcare is a huge issue for Democrats. We saw that in 2018. Healthcare is going to be on the ballot in 2020. They're jostling for a position, and I would expect that Biden would defend Obamacare. It's one of the signatures of his administration. And Medicare for All is obviously one of her signatures.
Well, when you mention Warren, I mean, listen, she has a war on the wealthy. She wants to tax the wealthy. She wants to tax corporations to pay for this nonsense that she's promoting as Medicare for All. So she's talking trillions of dollars. It's impossible that this would even work, first of all. But it's more big government, Charles. And, the more government is big, it's less liberty and freedom for Americans. So Elizabeth Warren is pushing these big government policies along with the other progressive Democrats, and it's not good.
Now, of course, folks, if you follow me on Twitter, and you should, by the way, I'm at CB Payne. You saw that I was on the same flight with Kamala Harris last night. We had a good chat. You know what? She still believes she can win. She told me about all these recent come-from-behind victory upsets in Iowa. And Danielle, do you believe her? Do you think that maybe there's still a chance for those outside of the so-called top 3 to win this thing?
I think it's still a wide-open race. We have seen, obviously, the top 3 kind of jostle for a position, but Buttigieg is rising. Of course, Kamala Harris is still only around 3%. I love that you talked to her on the plane. I love that you asked her to come on the show.
No
and frankly,
no, I haven't done the selfie. I'm not good with the selfie thing yet, but you know what? It was an amazing conversation. She was very candid, very honest, and then it changed a little bit when I said, can you come on my show? Because you could tell when she came on the plane, she looked right at me, right? Everyone's on the plane. She's like, hey, I'm like, what's up? So we talked afterward, and it was a great conversation until I mentioned, hey, can you come on my show? Right. And she's like, yeah, Fox Business.
Who are you again?
I think that's a huge mistake. And actually, I love what Buttigieg just said is, I want to be everywhere. I want to talk to everyone. I want to reach everyone.
I will say this much. I can feel the grind. This thing is no joke. President Trump said it last week at a rally when Beto dropped out. It's a lot harder than it looks. It is a lot harder.
Sure.
Deneen, Danielle, thank you both very much.
Thanks, Charles.